Alright guys, Geeky Rocket here, and bringing you guys my build reveal video for the Dicker Max build. Finally finished this one all up, and I am very pleased as to how this all turned out. This is my first ever diorama that I built from scratch, and I love the way it's come out. I think it's very realistic, or at least it's more realistic than I ever I could have made it. So basically, this is the entire scene now. I mean, it's actually pretty difficult to get the entire tree in. I believe the scale of the tree, as compared to the vehicle, anyways, it was like the vehicle in real life is 20 feet long, and when I stood the vehicle on end beside the tree, it was like two and a half, or the tree was 2.5 times bigger than the vehicle, so that roughly makes the tree 50 to 60 feet tall. And I think like evergreens like that, like tall pine trees like that, it's pretty close to the actual size. So I'm very pleased as to how everything turned out, from the tank itself to the groundwork and the men as well. So few things that I added to the vehicle since that tutorial I did on splash mud and earth effects. I did end up going back over the wheels with a darker pigment. Not sure how well you guys are gonna see. I'm gonna be posting detail shots at the end as a slideshow at the end of this video for you guys to take a closer look at everything. But I did end up going over the tops of the wheels, or the treads, with MIG Productions black smoke, just to bring back some of the dark tone to it. But as for that, I also went ahead and added some grease effects to the engine compartment area. And the engine compartment, as you guys may know from tank destroyers anyways, it's located in the front. And I'll actually show you guys which ones I used. So I used MIG Productions oil and grease stain mixture, as well as engine oil and fuel stains by AK Interactive, to achieve a nice glossy, oily grease look that just simulates stains that the crew may have spilt either fuel or engine oil over the engine compartment area when doing maintenance on it. I also added some fuel streaks to each of the jerry cans, just to simulate spill. But all in all, I think everything turned out pretty nicely. I mean, this was a huge project in the making. I've been working on this on and off for a couple of years now, and more recently I've stuck to it and just wanted to get this all finished and done up. Also what I did from that tutorial video, or after that tutorial video, you may be able to notice just a little bit. Let me kind of lighten this up a bit. And again, you'll be able to pick up on this a lot later on in the video when I show you guys the slideshow. But I did go over the fenders again, the fender area on both sides, with MIG Productions pigments. I believe I used dry mud, Russian earth, and dark mud. So I kind of added all three of those tones sporadically along the fenders, just to simulate dust buildup on the fenders themselves, because they get worn, and dust kind of just accumulates on there after time. So I think it gives an overall nice dusty look effect to the vehicle overall. And lastly, what I added was a few old birch leaves. And you can kind of see, let's get this in focus. I added one there, and I added a few along the fenders as well, just to give it a nice overall touch to the vehicle and add to the scenery and whatnot. I think it gave a pretty nice effect. So all in all, I think this turned out fantastic. I mean, I'm very pleased with my work. So I know the build wasn't the greatest because I did start this a couple years ago, or actually more than a couple years ago, and that was back in the day when I wasn't as patient with the build and kind of rushed the build. Like seam lines and stuff are still visible, and there's some build mistakes even with the gun mantlet and whatnot. Oh, I actually also added black smoke, you guys could probably tell, to the muzzle brake, just to simulate it being fired off a couple times or and whatnot. So this is definitely one for the completed side of the shelf now, and I'm very pleased with the work. So without further ado, I'll stop rambling along and we'll get to the slideshow, and you guys will be able to take a look in a little bit closer detail, just as to how everything turned out. So can't tell you enough how glad I am that I finished this. So with that being said, cheers guys, and hopefully you guys stick around for the video slideshow. Thanks.